Welcome back to Power Word Crit, everybody. My name is Corn, and I am your Dungeon Master for today. And with me are 4 learned players. They are...
Kayla with Celestine Peacechild.
I'm Andrew, and I'm playing Lilac.
I'm Ashlyn, and I'm playing Izzy Volkenmov.
I'm David, and I'm playing Lord Usaka von Pride.
Last time on Power Word Crit, the group met up with Court's adventuring party to discuss Urgosa von Pride and the mysterious note Celestine had received earlier that day. During this meeting, a lizard folk druid walked into the inn with Mina for a date. Lilac, after learning from Mina who the group of warriors were in the corner, quickly ditched Mina and introduced himself to the party. The large group moved outside into a secluded alleyway with a tree in front of it, and learned that the handwriting, once again, belonged to Jaden. Usarker, being the person who did the autopsy on Urgosa, gave Court's group a doctor's note claiming that Urgosa was indeed dead, and informed them that his family has a history of staying dead. So there was no need to worry about his uncle popping out of the family mausoleum like a daisy.
I didn't say there was no worry, but less than average of worry.
Lilac revealed to the group that he and his clan had noticed dragons forming hunting parties, which was bad news. He had set off to convene with other clans, but was attacked while visiting one near Berdusk. He had spent the last week or so looking for warriors who could help him fight these wayward dragons, and had found our PCs as good candidates. The next day, after securing passage for Kurt's body back to Elturel, getting fitted for new armor, and acquiring supplies, the group visited Lord Terracus's estate. Lilac climbed the wall and noticed signs of a struggle upstairs. Izzy picked the lock for the rest of the group to enter, and Celestine noticed abjuration magic on a 10 by 10 square of flooring in the back of the house. Lilac cast 5 traps, and indeed, it was warded. The party then trapped a rat, threw it on the square, and nothing happened. Feeling safe, Usarker investigated the area and quickly learned that it was a trap door. He opened it, only to be pelted by a spear. A battle ensued with an older man in full armor down in the little hideaway. After a few rounds, the group managed to overpower and corner the man. In a fit of panic and fear, he yelled for them to show their hands. After a few tense moments, everyone did. They learned that all true dragon cultists have a tattoo on the back of their hand that looks like an outline of a dragon wing before the man fainted. And that's where we start our session. You have an unconscious old man on the ground.
Well, excellent. Now that we've knocked him unconscious, Izzy, if you would like to explore this small room he's in, I think, Celestine, would you help me drag his unconscious body out to the guards so we can go and give him to them so they can take him to the magistrate or probably the magistrate's dungeons?
Yep, I can do that.
Excellent. We do so.
I will investigate the room.
All right, go ahead and do an investigation check.
Okay.
I would like to assist Izzy in doing
Perfect.
so.
So with advantage or re-rolling separate checks?
It's up to you guys.
I will assist you.
Okay. Advantage. Oh, good. Nat 20.
Oh!
Ooh.
So with your investigation check, you notice that there are a few crates on either side of this body as Celestine and Usarker are dragging him out. You open up the crates and it looks like it's food rations and a little bit of water, maybe a little bit of medical supplies. You also notice that there is a small vial of liquid in what seems to be a clear potion bottle.
I'm going to grab that.
You do. Usarker and Celestine, as you pull the body out, Usarker, because your investigation was so high last time, but you opened up the door and then immediately got pelted, as you guys are pulling his body out, you notice on the edge of the trap door, there's a groove right on the edges where you see silver threading that lines there.
So it's on the underside of the trapdoor, or?
It's not on the underside, it's on the inch height of the door. So you know how there's a length and the width and the height of the door? The part that hits the flooring, the edge of the plank, there is a small groove there with silver wiring going around it.
So there's a conductor. There's a circuit.
Looking at it for a little bit, you realize this is probably a spell component.
That alarm
Okay.
spell or whatever it was.
As we're carrying the body out, I'm going to kind of point it out to Celestine and say, well, there's something over there. Looks like wizardry to me. Some sort of silver wire.
Okay. Alarm spell is a ranger and wizard spell. I was looking to see if that's something that I would have experienced. That's probably something that we like to pick up when we're out on campaigns, but otherwise I don't see it too often.
Go ahead and do an Arcana check.
10!
Yeah, this is an alarm spell. Like, this is the silver threading and wiring that they use to mark off where the alarm spell is going to be. And basically, in this trapdoor, the reason why you didn't see anything above is because it was on the edge. So, and it was inside.
I'll
so.
explain to Sarker that this is, oh yes, that's probably the alarm spell. We use it a lot on campaigns. We have to buy a component or someone else casts it for us, but it's awfully useful when in dangerous areas to alert you at night.
I imagine that the Church of Tempest has quite a few angry wizards in its fold.
We like to be quite peaceful. No, I can't say that. Never mind. Tempest is very warlike. Maybe? Clerics, paladins, not really wizards.
Well, but surely wizards need faith as much as clerics and paladins do.
Clunk, clunk, clunk as you guys are
We're dragging
dragging the body out.
Isn't that the premise of the gods? Is that even if you aren't gifted with the miraculous powers that they wield, you still are supposed to worship them and provide obeisance to them?
Yes.
So I'm sure there are a number of wizards somewhere, perhaps.
I feel like it's a very different train of thought, though. Very different training.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
Last time you mentioned that there was a rotting smell. We have not yet found the source of that.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
The rotting smell is not coming from inside here.
Okay. Seeing that, and after Izzy found this vial, I'm like, okay, that's interesting, but there is something dead here. Want to go find out what that is.
Okay. You guys also...
So, like, scurries up and out of the trapdoor of the basement there.
Okay, go ahead and do an investigation check. Celestine, as the body is finally pulled out and Lilith comes up after, you've noticed, because you are now seeing him in full light, you notice that his skin is very clammy, and he seems very, not necessarily cold, but like he feels like he might be sick. You know that feeling of somebody who's sick and clammy?
Check?
Yeah,
I do
go
a
ahead and do
medicine
that.
check. Okay.
Is he leprous? Now we've contracted
I think
leprosy.
I could tell that one without even a roll.
His leg falls off. I
That
guess
is
probably be a finger.
19.
Okay. Man, you were crushing these checks.
I mean, to be fair, the first one's only 10.
You look him over, do the whole medicine thing, check his eyes, check his skin, check the fingernails, things like that. His skin is definitely pale, and as you open up his eyes, there seems to be a yellow tint in his eyes. When you go to press his armor just over his stomach, he winces, and suddenly he starts stirring.
Okay, we're
are
taking
you
the armor
doing?
off. Like, have you been hit by anything?
You?
Are you injured? Not me. Are you injured? Take off.
Yeah, you hit me.
Take off the armor. I wouldn't have caused this. 'Cause I don't think any of us had, like,
Have
poison
we
weaponry,
gotten out of
right?
the house yet?
You had
On the
just
stoop.
dragged the body out of the...
Guard! Guard! Over here!
Yeah?
We found him. Lord Terracus. He
Oh.
resisted coming in for questioning and had to be roughed up a bit.
Oh, hey, Mr. Pride. Yeah, we just did a changing of the guard. It's Tilly, remember me?
Oh, Tilly, excellent, excellent. My favorite guard of the upper city. Excellent, excellent. If you would like to take Lord Terracus into holding.
I'm gonna whisper to Sarker. I think she might need some backup.
Could you go get backup to take him into holding then?
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that.
Perfect.
Let me go grab someone else really quick.
I'm just imagining poor Tilly getting knocked out by Lord Terracus.
She is also very small.
Yes, it wouldn't take much. Okay. While we're waiting, I'm going to try to figure out if I should ask for permission. It's gonna be hard to get him out of armor without him at least semi-cooperating. How weak is he now?
He's pretty weak. It looks like the whole fight took out all of his strength.
Is this reminiscent of so this is probably a wound. Something has been
He's certainly sick or
Poisoned.
poisoned or something like that.
yeah. None of us have poison, right? None of us really
I mean,
hit him.
probably.
Izzy hit him for about a third of his hit points. But
That's true.
Fine.
But
Well,
not
this is-
but not
Lord
under the
Terracus,
armor.
if you would please remain still. I'm going to begin examining his face. Celestine, if you could help start removing his armor.
Okay.
he weakly tries to resist, but you guys can easily keep him
I
down.
need live witnesses.
Celestine can be that big burly orderly that always handles patients.
Mhm.
Lilac, what did you get on your investigation?
Can I suggest that it is in perception instead? As
Sure.
I am smelling it out using my senses? Just
Sure.
tasting the air, in fact.
Yeah, let's do that.
So I rolled a 6 plus 5 is an 11.
With an 11, the smell is overpowering downstairs. It was pretty bad upstairs, but it's pretty overpowering downstairs. And as you're moving into the next room, you realize it's definitely coming from the kitchen.
I'm going to look around further into various... Actually, without touching anything initially, just kind of almost like the raptor in Jurassic Park, just like... kind of like...
Oh no, are you on the counters too?
Not yet,
Okay.
but looking around the counters and the islands and things, looking up and down, seeing if there's anything obvious before lifting anything, opening anything.
The smell seems to be coming from one specific room.
Fine, I will cast Detect Magic
You good. You
in
see
my investigation.
You see one room seems to have
I'm holding out my bone necklace doing so.
one room seems to have some sort of evocation magic on it. And as you get closer to it, you can feel coldness radiating out of this room. It's very faint. It's not on the door. It seems to just be coming through the door.
Not being familiar with refrigeration and cold rooms and things like that, this smells of danger.
And the smell is very strong coming from this area.
He's going to turn back to his party members. Izzy is in the hallway or something at this point. Skywalker, Skybringer, Windwalker.
And
Sorry.
Windwalker.
Wind Rudder?
Yeah, we talked about Star Wars, and so I got lost on that. Windwalker, there is magic here.
Ooh, what kind?
Seems cold.
Hmm.
The rot is here. Something is dead. It's decaying.
It's not just his food?
Maybe. Much is food.
But there's magic, so we should probably check it out. Do we think it's a trap, maybe? Speaking of Star Wars.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
I will also cast Find Traps because I have another spell slot for that. My last second level.
I'm going to call forth an echo if I can.
Okay. There are no traps in this room. And your echo, well, yeah, you gotta roll for this one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
14.
Your echo appears.
Okay.
Hello.
We're being overly cautious on this, but it's probably just a refrigerator room.
That's
But we don't know that.
Well, we can send my echo to check it out.
Your spirit will not be angered by this?
I need to call you something.
Shadow.
How's the name Dora?
Isidore? Dora.
Dora the
Dora.
Explorer.
And she nods.
Okay.
Aw.
Dora, do you mind exploring this room a little bit, see if there's anything dangerous?
She shrugs.
I don't know if that's a yes or a no.
Sure.
Okay. Lead the way.
Lilac nods in thanks to Dora.
Dora goes up to the door and hits the door. She can't go through.
Is she able to open the door?
I think you have to do that for her.
Okay. I will open the door for her.
Maybe it's warded against spirits.
It could be.
Does anything happen if I open the door for her?
We could switch back to the other group. Does Tilly return? Or do we successfully take off his armor?
You guys manage to take off his armor. Tilly walks in and she goes, "Whew! This is pretty rank. What died in here?"
We're not sure
Did
yet.
she bring in a bunch of the guard?
There's one other person with her. He looks to be a half-orc.
I'm gonna say, well, hopefully not Lord Terracus. That would be awkward.
Yeah, indeed. Is this Lord Terracus?
It is.
Oh, great. You guys did manage to get the armor off. Celestine, did you want to continue your medical investigation?
Yes.
All right, so again, he's weak. He's, trying to struggle. You guys can easily restrain him. The guards come and help you to hold him down.
Celestine, would you like to do it, or would you like me to do it?
I have a +4.
Okay.
I'm
yours?
still
Whichever.
going based off of her.
Sure.
Other
I can
one.
I can help you then and provide that bonus.
Okay.
I look over your shoulder while periodically, holding him down and providing backseat commentary.
You press down his chest. He's fine. But then you press his abdomen, and he visibly recoils. He goes, don't do that! Ow!
Is there anything under the shirt in that spot?
You look under the shirt, and where Izzy had hit him, it looks to already be bruising.
Oh, okay.
And his skin under his shirt also seems to start to be turning a little bit jaundice. Just barely.
It's probably gangrene. He may have stayed down there a long time in bad conditions, and now he's just rotting to death. We'll have to amputate most likely. But
What?
hey, that's not neither here nor
No,
there.
that's not. No.
Like, well, we better get you to the magistrate so that you can get healed. So I signal the half-orc over.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please make sure that he gets to the magistrate? And Tilly, can you summon a healer?
Yes, I can. Yes, ma'am, I can. And they help Lord Terracus to his feet, and they start moving him out.
Excellent. I suppose we should all wash our hands.
Back to the kitchen crew. Izzy. Dora goes up to the door and smacks into it. Ow!
Okay, let me try opening the door for you. I thought you could turn a handle. That's okay.
Maybe. This is new for me.
Oh, me too. It's okay. Thanks, Dora. So I turn the handle and I open the door.
It's locked.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
Oh,
You
that's
do see a
why.
key. You do see a key hanging.
Oh, dang. I was
next
going to
to
use my
it.
thieves' tools. Okay, I'll use the key next to the door.
All right, so you turn the key, you open it up, and something large falls right on top of you.
Oh, jeez. I don't even make a dexterity save?
You can? Okay, make a dexterity save.
You dodge something large and gross, probably.
So that is a total of 20.
Oh boy. So you open it up and something starts to slouch out and you're like, what? And you quickly move away.
I twirl away.
You twirl away.
I pull out my dagger and I'm ready to stab it.
And you hear a thump. And this thing falls to the ground and it's a body.
Oh my goodness.
What kind of body?
Maybe we
The
sent
smell
Terracus
is
off too
probably
soon.
awful.
Yep, this is a female body. She has red hair, red curly hair, and full armor, and it looks like she has died.
I can tell by the smell.
What
She is rotting.
species is this? Human? Is this?
She is a human, yes.
And it's armored?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
Can I tell how she died? Is there any clear, visible wounds on her?
Yes, it looks like there are slash marks on her hands. I mean, she's in full armor. And also it looks like there's a cut around her neck. Also, the smell is absolutely horrendous.
You mean
see
absolutely delicious?
Yeah, sure. It's everything's fermenting, turning to vinegar at the moment. And you can tell that
Is Lilith
It's gross.
salivating?
I would figure that Lilith would prefer fresher meat.
Yeah, this is
Like
not
Alcohol. It has to ferment first.
Lilith can enjoy fermented just as much as
Mhm.
fresh.
Okay. No judgments.
going to investigate. I mean, this is tempting, but it seems that there are greater things at stake than stomach. So, going to look for maybe identifying marks, signs, symbols.
Okay.
maybe there's something tied to Terracus.
Make an investigation check. Izzy, do you want to help?
Yes, I'll help him.
I need it. 13.
13. You notice that there is a sheath for a dagger. The dagger is missing. You also notice that the armor doesn't seem to be in very good repair. It seems to be old and it seems to have been used quite often. And you also notice on the back of the hand, there is a very, very faint outline of a dragon wing in the color green, very light green.
Different color. I think that there are two possibilities. This is Lord Terracus's guard and a former member of Cult. Or this is a bandit, a mercenary, an assassin. Maybe Lord Terracus slayed assassin, but strange to have put in cold room.
You two, are you heading into the kitchen to find your companions?
What kind of armor was he wearing?
He was wearing breastplate.
Okay. We take that.
Do we now?
Yes.
Uh-huh. What are we using it for?
Probably we'll take it as spoils of war. In the meantime, my plans for it are that we can use it for modifying, repairing, and customizing as we go. Now, where did our friends get off to? I'm looking around the inside now.
You hear motion in the next room and also a loud thunk.
Ah! I
Clatter,
think they
clatter.
must be that way.
Probably also smell
Clatter,
it.
clatter, 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 clatter.
As we get closer, just whoosh.
Wave of rotten.
Izzy,
Just-
what have you found in here? It smells fascinating.
Oh, it's the worst.
You guys have very odd ideas of what this should smell like.
This is you also see a dead body on the ground.
Ah! Excellent!
This is assassin, cultist. Lilac holds up the hand with the green dragon wing on it.
What kind of armor is it wearing?
Full breastplate. Breastplate.
Full
breastplate.
Full plate or breastplate?
Full plate.
Ah, now this one has the really good stuff. Quick, let's get
It's-
this off of them.
Who
This
said
is
it's
incredibly valuable.
It's also not in very good.
We can fix it.
Okay.
It also is a very different shape.
We can fix it.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll survive being fixed.
I'm a blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can only bend something so far.
We
So
have
many
we
times.
have extra pieces.
That how that works.
Sure.
Excellent, excellent. I start removing all the pieces, and can I do a medicine check while I'm doing so?
Sure.
So gross.
Now, okay, real quick here, I'm going to check and see whether or not medicine is one of those skills that's featured in my cheating powers.
What are you calling them now?
I don't know what they're called. It's called, tactical assessment is what it's called. History, insight, investigation. Nope. So I will just roll medicine then.
Okay.
Ha! That is a incredible natural one,
Ooh.
which gives
Mm.
me a 7.
Seems to have been
Oh,
dead for...
sorry. My apologies. I thought it was intelligence based. Usarker thinks it's intelligence based because he's a doctor, not a medicine man, but it's only a +4, so 5.
She looks to have died a while ago.
Mm-hmm. It's been too long. I would have to spend a lot of time trying to ascertain the actual cause of death. There's so much necrosis and rot in here that it's muddying everything up.
Mm.
As you're pulling off the armor, you do see on an inseam of one of the doohickeys on it, because I know armor very well. On the inseam, you do see a brand on the inside of a specific blacksmith symbol. And it's
Ah!
a B.
Perfect. Now here's a clue that we can go on. You see this? If this blacksmith is a local blacksmith, then we can ask him who bought this incredibly expensive piece of armor.
There's also a serial number and a date from 3 years ago.
That too.
Well, he better have very good records if it's 3 years ago.
Well, I mean, it's entirely possible this was purchased somewhere in Waterdeep. Well, actually, I'm going to look at the style of the armor and try and ascertain where it was made or in after what style of location it was made.
Based on your history, this was made in Berdusk.
Okay. Yeah, this does look like the Berdusk style.
Okay.
It's got a lot of the classic features and flares that they have around here. It could just be imitation Berdusk style. I don't know who would want to, but it's possible.
Skilled artisans are copied.
Exactly. It's entirely likely that there is an armorer in town who made this piece, though, that we could find information from.
Mm-hmm.
And
Good.
she's not carrying any identification on her, right?
You can make another investigation check.
Okay.
You know, this room is unnaturally cold. I was going to ask about it, but then I got distracted.
There is magic here. Evocation.
Does this magic keep the cold in the room?
Yes.
This was probably a very good reason why he stuck the body here, then. I suspect that if the magic is keeping the cold in the room, then the insulation in the home may also keep the smell in longer.
This could have been here for a long time.
It could have been. And with the cold, it would have decayed less rapidly.
Mm.
So this body is apparently just not in great shape. I rolled a 4.
It's been here for a while, maybe.
Yeah, I can't
Same
find
as this
I
record.
can't find anything on this thing. There's
Yeah.
nothing on this thing.
Yeah, nothing on it. Just, who knows? Who knows who this person is?
Usarker is collecting the pieces and talking at length about purchasing ice in order to, preserve corpses and conduct autopsies and things like that.
You do realize you have a cleric that knows the spell.
No, I'm talking about how the Pride family
Oh, the Pride
frequently
family. Okay,
purchased,
yes.
quantities of ice from, various arcane guilds and the like in order to, preserve corpses and the like longer
Oh,
for
okay.
study.
Yes.
After about 10 minutes, because it takes about that long to
Mhm.
get the armor off, you hear,
Is there anything else you need from me?
Yes, we're over here, Tilly.
Oh, great. I'll be there shortly.
Bring the crew. We've got a body.
Oh, another one. Okay, let me go find someone else, because
This one was in cold room, cold box.
It's very ripe.
Nobles. Anyway, let me just, hold on. This might take a bit, because that was my partner, and there's only 2. Hold on.
We could just bring the body out.
Yeah,
So
we
thank
can. Unless they don't want us to disrupt the crime scene.
That's
No, I suspect that the body was killed somewhere else.
Do we see any signs of blood or struggle in here of fighting or just looting?
all of the signs of struggle and fighting and everything was upstairs.
So, one thing.
Is there blood up there?
Did we see a
You
weapon
hadn't,
on this
you hadn't
person?
seen any in the parts that you had gone
Yeah.
in.
Did we see a weapon on this person?
You saw a dagger sheath, but no dagger.
So this person wore full plate and a dagger. Strange.
Pale
Not-
Lord.
Not what I would have assumed for anything. Perhaps they were a local, somebody who was accustomed to parading around in armor.
Possibly. Did you see a dagger? I'm pointing to the sheath on Lord Terrican.
Did we?
You did not.
No, I did not.
Hmm.
Which is strange, honestly, because everybody carries daggers around. You just use them to cut meat.
Gonna maybe look around the premises while we're waiting for Tilly's partners to get back to see if we can find the missing dagger or any other relevant clues.
Okay.
Looking for signs of blood and struggle, maybe hiding places that have been torn open. I don't know.
I'm going to see if Terracus either lived here with somebody else or if he had... Are there pictures on the wall? Because it's weird to me that this would be an assassin in full plate. Like and so that suggests that this was somebody who walked up to the front door and got killed.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that would say to me. And so I'm wondering if this is a family friend, if this is somebody who was a fellow local member who was also a member of the cult and tried to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a picture of them around if they're a family member.
So go ahead, both of you, if you want to search together. One of you can do an investigation check with advantage, or you both can search separately.
I'm going to be searching for blood and such things.
Okay.
So maybe trying to use my senses.
Okay.
Um,
So go ahead and do a perception check. Again, everything that seems to be messed up is upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to look and see pictures, things like that. See if he lived here alone. See, it strikes me as odd that somebody wearing full plate and a dagger is dead. So either there's a weapon that they came with that did not get taken in here, or this was a friend or something. Maybe they were habitually wandering around in full plate and tried to assassinate him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Lilac, and do a perception. Usarker, go ahead and do an investigation.
There we go. How about a total of 20?
There we go.
And I have a 24.
Perfect. Izzy and Celestine, are you doing anything during this time?
I guess I'll help and look for weapons, and I guess help look for blood.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to have Dora help me investigate the other parts of the house that we haven't looked at yet.
All
See
right.
if we can find anything else of note or clues, maybe some messages.
Okay, that would require a investigation check on your end.
I also will cast Detect Magic, just kind of
Mine
retconning what I was
should
doing a
still
little
be
bit.
up too.
Yeah,
Oh, yours is up?
yeah.
Okay, never mind.
You don't see any other magic in the house. Well, actually, we'll do Lilac first. You go upstairs, and you're kind of looking around,
Tasting
And-
the air.
tasting the air. As you're tasting the air, you realize that you do taste something coppery. It's old.
Mm-hmm. Which is what I'm looking for.
Right. And you go to follow that. So instead of going up the stairs and to the left where the bedroom is, you go up the stairs and to the right, and you end up in another room. It looks like another bedroom of sorts, maybe like a guest bedroom. And there is blood everywhere. You just quite hadn't made it over to this area yet
Hmm.
before.
Going to turn and I found blood.
Ah.
Guest bedroom.
Excellent. Whose?
Not known yet. Not mine.
As you look around, there's a separate room with like a chamber pot in there. And you look in there, and there seems to be a broken bow in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
And looking a little bit more, you realize that there is a discharged crossbow underneath the bed as well.
Okay. I mean, wouldn't a discharged crossbow just look like a normal crossbow?
Yeah. But there's no arrow in it. It's not loaded, basically.
Yeah.
It's not one of those like, intruder alert, and you grab your crossbow and go for it.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I mean, I feel like most crossbows. Anyways, if we find a crossbow, I find a crossbow under
You
the
do.
bed.
And a broken bow.
Okay.
You actually couldn't leave a crossbow.
It would
bent
probably
like
break.
that because it would lose all of the spring that
Oh.
makes it valuable. And so
Mhm.
bows are left unstrung when you're traveling or exploring.
I have done learns today.
Yeah,
So it
that-
is maybe strung, but not like in storage condition.
It would actually tell us something important if
Mhm.
it were strung and unloaded, because that would mean that it was used and then discarded.
Yeah, so it's strung but not loaded.
Cool. So that makes a lot of sense. And it's maybe, kind of in a not stored position, but looks like it got pushed under the bed or something like that.
Correct. There is also, on the left side of the bed, there is a huge blood spot,
Okay.
and blood splatters are all on that side.
Does the window look forced? Or was
The
there
window
a
does not
forced
look
entry in the room?
Nope.
This is strange.
Usarker, you're looking around for anything that shows that this guy lived with somebody else.
Yeah, if they lived with anybody else, if he had any other family members.
You do see pictures of Lord Terracus with a woman, who you assume is his wife, because she shows up multiple times.
Hair color.
Brown.
Okay.
Beautiful
red.
lady. Dark skin, beautiful brown hair. After a certain point, though, you do notice that the pictures are no longer with her. And the last picture that you see, they look to be in their early 40s. And then there are pictures of him getting older without her.
Oh.
What are divorce laws like in Berdusk? Is it likely she died or divorced him?
From the pictures, you're not entirely sure.
I have
He
a
is-
24 on investigation.
Are you investigating all over the house or just upstairs?
I don't think the pictures would tell you if she died
Yeah,
or was divorced. That wouldn't make
Right.
sense to me.
There are other details that could potentially tell you, though. If she died, there would be pictures of her with a rose by them. The fact that she's still in pictures probably suggests to me
Mm.
that she died.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I would go off of, honestly.
Yeah,
you,
if-
you do see knickknacks and stuff that seem to be more of a feminine nature.
Mm-hmm.
She did not take them with her.
Right. I'm going to go with the idea that she died.
As you're going upstairs, you do see a box that seems to be one of those boxes that holds either pictures or important documents or something in there, just in one of the cupboards.
Kind of cautious of everything in this house. Take out my, the tip of my blade and flip it open to look inside.
You take 62 points of damage. I'm just
good.
kidding.
What?
Just kidding. No, it flips open just fine, and it looks like it's important documents like a wedding document. You do see a death certificate with the name Cheryl on there. You also see another death certificate of a boy, and the boy's name is
Jaden.
Gasp.
Oh no.
He's really been dead this whole time.
No.
And the boy's name is Edmund.
Edmund.
Did it list, an age or anything like that?
Yes. So the age for Cheryl on the death certificate was 45, and Edmund was 2.
Well, these are all interesting things, and I'm sure that the guard will have fun with them. I'm going to go ahead and head over to the blood room where Lilac is.
Perfect.
Anything valuable in here?
Broken weapon. Gesture to the bow. And used crossbow. This seems like it was used recently.
I'm going to check.
Was not stored.
On the off chance that there's a connection, I'm going to check and see, is this a high quality crossbow?
It is not.
Okay. And so it probably doesn't have the manufacturer's thing unless it was like munitions grade or something, aka made by the government, in which case it would.
Yeah, if you want to look for a serial number, you can, or anything like that. But you just looking at it, it's not good quality. It's not a marksman. I mean, it's very easily just, common grade.
Was Terracus's equipment high quality or low quality?
Very high quality.
So this is likely a foreign crossbow introduced into it, probably for the purpose of being, I can't imagine what. I don't think that we would have the idea of a disposable weapon in D&D. There's just no need for it because bullets don't.
Yeah. Do we see sign of the quarrel? The shot? The bolt?
Not in this room, you don't.
Okay.
Why would two combatants with vast amounts of money and wealth have a low-grade crossbow? Just an average standard. It could just be that one of them picked it up and never found it useful. I mean, it's ruined now, but...
There was probably someone else here.
Think so?
Think so.
That doesn't make any sense unless that somebody else was an ally of Terracus.
Or an enemy. Someone with...
If they were an enemy of Terracus, then they would have finished the job, or they would have summoned for help to finish the job. If they were an ally of Terracus, then they might have run for help or to sound an alarm.
Hey listeners, this is Ashlyn. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Katie, who is the talented artist who made all of the character art for the show. Thanks also to our beta listeners for their support and feedback as our group navigates its first D&D podcast. If you want to get a shout out from us, just tweet about the show using the hashtag PowerWordCrit or email powerwordcrit@gmail.com with how you shared the show with your friends or family, and we'll include you in the next episode. Thanks, and back to the show.
Izzy, as you're searching the downstairs, you come to an office-looking area, and you see that there is a door on the opposite side. It looks to be a little bit larger than a closet, so it kind of looks out of place.
All right. I am going to open it.
All right. You open it, and you see...
Another dead body.
Oh dear.
I
find all the dead bodies.
No, you open it, and you see, think of a collector of lots of armor and maybe weapons and things like that. Like there's display cases and stuff of, swords and of crossbows. Very great quality of everything. You do notice that, because there are lines of armor as well. You do notice that one of the armors is missing.
Do I think it might have been the armor he was wearing when we found him?
It could be.
That would make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or the woman stole it and used it.
Yeah. But
I will
this is
point
just
out
the...
that he knew he was going to be attacked
Yeah.
because he was wearing armor.
Yeah, so this is just what you can see standing in the room. The room looks to be wider than what you can see.
Okay, I am going to motion Adora and say, "You got my back?"
Yes.
All right, let's check this place out.
Okay.
I'm gonna enter in and take a closer look around. Do I need to make an actual roll? Because I didn't roll last time when you...
Oh,
Tell
did you
me to
not
roll.
roll in your investigation?
Nope.
Oh, roll the investigation then.
You...
We've been doing a lot of looking.
yeah. 14.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you find the door.
Okay, good.
Hooray! You find the door. You walk in and you realize that this room is very, very long. And there are tons of armor, tons more weapons. You also see maybe some game, like animal game that he had killed. And there's, animal.
No, he's like a
heads.
regular Gaston.
Yeah, he's got animal heads up there in some areas. It's not as prolific as maybe Fardin.
Not that I went to Faradin's house.
Yeah,
or
not the
Faradin,
shit.
whatever
Lord
his name
Booby
was.
Trap.
Yeah, Lord
Yeah.
Booby Trap.
Mm.
But he's gone hunting a few times. But you also see at the very, very end that there is another suit of armor missing.
Two
There's-
suits of armor
there's
missing.
two missing. And
should
you
tell-
notice
should
that
tell us
on-
this.
You notice on the left side, all that stuff on that side seems to be more militaristic rather than decorative. It's still
Mm.
very high quality, but it looks a lot more used.
Okay.
Are there plaques or anything like that on stuff?
This doesn't really... I'm not sure how this could help us in our investigation, but I will go out, and since I know that Lord Usarker is kind of a fan of armor and stuff because he's a blacksmith, I'll
Technically, I
go...
guess it'd be an armor smith, but yes.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm going to go find him and see if there's any information he could glean from this armory.
Ah, perfect, an armory. I'm going to go in, and so there are these, I don't know if mannequin is the right word, but place where the armor was and is now missing.
Displays and stands and
Mhm.
things.
All right, I'm going to look for details and the like that would indicate what sort of armor was sitting there.
All right, this would be...
What kind of an indent did it leave? What,
Oh my
would you like me to
goodness.
roll smithing?
This would definitely be a smithing.
Each
So that
each
would
place
be...
has a little placard that says what it was when
Well,
it was obtained.
They likely do, I mean,
Mhm.
this thing, for this campaign, or I mean, you could
Yeah.
look at the, the wood and say, it's got scrapings here, here, and here, which based on the style of armor means that it was full plate or half plate, based on the weight that was carried here. Like, you should definitely be able to say.
Yeah,
tell
so your
things like
smithing
that.
we decided was proficiency plus...
So skills
Like
are
intelligence.
whatever skill is appropriate at the time.
Yeah, so this smithing would be, in this case, would be proficiency plus your intelligence modifier.
All right.
Also,
I
if
got
you
a
want to use your
17.
superiority die, this would qualify.
So I got a 17.
Okay, total?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at this, you immediately recognize it. There is armor for ceremonies. There is armor that is really fancy, for showing off. There is armor for the military, and then there is training armor. This is 100% training armor.
All
and
of
as the one that should have been missing. This is where you would put training armor. And as you're starting to think about it, it would make sense that he would have training armor if he was still practicing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If he was still trying to keep up with all of his...
I am going to
things.
think about the two suits that we have in our possession. If I were to identify some armor used in training, I would say that it would be typified by having lots of dents and impacts.
Yes.
Much more so than you would expect from a campaign armor or a decorative armor, simply because training armor exists solely to be battered.
Correct.
So do either of these make a match with it?
Say that one more time.
So matching with Lord Terracus's armor that he was wearing, or the unidentified woman.
It did not match Lord Terracus's armor. You assume that the armor that he was wearing was what Izzy initially found, the suit of armor that was missing.
Yeah.
It's much better quality.
Which is like the campaign armor.
Campaign armor, yeah.
All right.
based on what the woman was wearing, you can assume that, yes, it was training armor of some sort. Because hers was very banged up. There's this missing armor.
Do you still have detect magic?
Yes. Unless it's been more than 10 minutes.
I'll say it's
It may
been
have
9
been.
minutes and 30 seconds.
Sure.
Is this
Fairly
armor? Is
fast.
this armor magical?
Is its armor magical?
It is not.
Okay, so
The bone necklace just hangs.
So
Yeah, so the armor that... So let's
DM,
clarify.
I would like to make a logic leap, and you can tell me if this is not appropriate. But armor, especially plate mails, are fitted to the person. This is something we've talked about before, which means that if this woman came in and picked it up, it would be uncomfortable to wear,
Mhm.
and probably would be a good reason why she died in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so...
But if, otherwise, it would suggest that the person who was in here and died in this armor and is hanging upside down or whatever in a freezer is a training partner of Terracus.
That would make logical sense.
Did this armor fit her?
The armor did fit her. So this is not necessarily the missing armor of his, but the one that he was wearing when Celestine did the medical check, that was the campaign armor. So there is another suit of armor still
Right,
missing, and the ones that she was wearing did fit her.
Wait, so there's a third set
There's
missing?
potentially 3 sets
There
of
are
armor.
potentially 3 sets.
Okay. Understanding. So the armor that she was wearing was likely her armor, not necessarily this training armor.
So
Okay.
there's- Wait, okay, so the armor she's wearing right now is not training armor.
Okay, so backing up.
I'm confused now. I thought I understood it, and now I'm confused.
Well, you
Oh,
did
we
get
may be
it.
reading
Hold on,
into
hold
this too
on.
far.
So we have his armor, and
The
his
armor that he was wearing,
right. The
the
armor he was
campaign
wearing
armor.
is the campaign armor, and we have a place where that would fit.
correct.
We have the armor this woman was wearing, and this is training armor, or is this some other type?
This would be training armor,
So this is training armor,
and it fits her.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a third suit, and we haven't found the third suit yet. But what type of armor would the third suit be?
Training armor.
So there's another set of training armor, male or female.
Male.
And does it look like it would be fitted for Lord Terracus?
Yes.
And do we know what type of armor it would
Well,
be?
let's back up. There's 3 suits.
Right.
Right? 2 of them are missing off
Uh-huh.
of their things. One Terracus was wearing, the other one is still missing. She was wearing a 3rd set of armor, so there's 3 sets of armor.
Yes.
But her armor is not necessarily anything to do with Terracus's armory.
Correct.
So her armor is not training armor. There is a training armor missing.
It is apparently
There's 2 training
also
armors.
similar to training armor.
Yeah, there's campaign armor, 2 training armors. Her training armor fits her.
Okay,
So there's
there
a 3rd set that's missing.
There's a third set of training armor missing.
Correct.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sure. And is it a what sort of armor is it?
It is breastplate.
Okay. I'm going to start looking at he obviously has a sense of style and probably has a favored blacksmith or two. I'm going to start looking at the armors that are here and identifying who made them, what blacksmith
So,
mark is
who are
on
we
them.
hoping to get from this?
We can
Because we've been
ident-
looking at armor for 30 minutes, I think.
All right, so we can identify the person that made the armor. We can probably identify what the suit of armor was. Now, I'm not sure why we need to know.
Mm-hmm. This is another strange thing in this house.
Right. Because our job as such is to get Terracus and ask him
Mhm.
about the dragon cult. We've
Yeah.
accomplished that.
Ooh, we have minions.
Yes.
Tilly
Yeah.
can look.
We could just rob the would on to on to the next person. Is that what would the DM be okay with that, or are we missing something here?
It's up to you guys.
We could give the armor to Tilly and ask Tilly to send someone to look for the blacksmith.
That being said, Usurker does like armor.
It is true. It is true. I just wanted to make sure that we had it. Like we had it
no.
focused.
Susan
wasting
brings,
time,
sorry,
which is
Kayla
fair.
brings up a good point that there is no logical reason for us to play investigator here when we should actually either be going out and scouting for the cult as soon as we can get the equipment ready,
Mm-hmm.
or we should be going and investigating these other cultists, ex-cultists.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Celestine, I think you are right. We ought to agree that we are done here. Who's next on the list, I say?
2 ladies.
So there's Sir Colart and
never mind,
Lady
one lady.
Reynard.
1 lady. My bad.
Yeah. Sir Collard the Wise and Lady Reynard the Brown.
Lady Reynard. I vote Lady. Wait, she's in this area, or
We have
no? They're in different.
Lady
areas.
Reynard is in the Narrows, and Sir Collard is in the Rose Lamp district.
Before we leave, if you wanted an opportunity to get a better suit of armor,
I'm good.
what are you wearing? Oh yeah, almost nothing.
I mean, I have my +1 armor.
So I think the only thing that's would
Imagine
be
the
better,
glories of brigandine, also called studded leather. It's +2.
Celestine looks down at herself.
This
the only
man is
way
still
that
alive,
this is going to
too.
get better,
Right?
is with half plates.
He tried to kill us.
So we get to rob his
Like,
house. I mean,
that's
this
like-
makes sense to Lilac.
It doesn't make sense to Izzy. She's just not gonna steal armor from a guy that's alive, whether or not he tried to kill us.
Don't worry, based on the amount of gangrene he had, he might not be alive long.
Oh, jeez. Speak ill of the dying.
Are you allowed to speak ill of your dying foes? Because we have
He's
talked
a
bad about an awful lot of kobolds.
Okay, onward we go.
Onward.
To the Narrows.
So I didn't hear. Did Celestine want armor or no?
The only way it's going to get better is full plate, or I guess maybe half plate. And that just doesn't fit under a habit. So no.
That's true.
Clank, clank, clank,
Clank,
clank,
clank,
clank.
clank, clank.
Celestine likes her chainmail.
It's true.
Yes.
Look, I
It
don't suppose
fits.
druids like armor. Well, I mean, you have armor, but I mean, metal armor.
This is not necessary. Have tough skin.
We appreciate it, Osarka, though. Thank you for watching out for us.
I mean, just think if we had enough time here, we could really cobble together something fantastic.
You guys head on over to the Narrows. It takes about 10 minutes to walk, and as you guys leave the inner wall, you notice that everything is totally different. The streets aren't quite as pretty. The housing areas are a little more shabby, and everything seems to be a little more bustling. There's a lot more people out here.
Ah, this is good. Hunting ground for prey.
High density housing, yes.
And Lilac, you are aware of this area. This is where
Yeah, this is where I spent most of my time, kind of gathering information and in the market and such.
yeah.
Somewhat familiar with this area.
As you guys are walking down the street, you notice that there are quite a few people hanging around. The houses here are much closer together. They're not in disrepair, but they are very well loved. You see people hanging clotheslines outside in the front. You see children playing outside. Every once in a while, a cart will go by with somebody who's trying to sell something, and people sometimes go up to it, sometimes they don't. And eventually you get to a very small area of kind of an apartment area, think like duplexes.
Okay.
And you look on the sheet of paper and it says number 5 that you guys have of where Lady Reynard lives.
We find number 5.
Okay, you guys find number 5.
I just realized that Lilac is probably not literate. I don't know. Just
He
like
may
would
not
he would
be.
he know letters like that? Probably not. I don't know.
Lizard runes.
Yeah, different method of speaking certainly, or of writing.
You guys see the front door for Condo 5, and the door is shut, obviously.
The way is shut.
We should knock.
Knock, knock.
Wait a few moments.
Listening for movement.
No answer.
Is the door unlocked?
It is locked.
Okay. Hey, Izzy.
Can we summon a guard
is this?
first?
Yeah. How busy
Oh,
is this
fine.
area?
This area, for plot's sake, not very busy at the moment.
Izzy. I mean,
Can we summon the guard?
There is no guard in this area. You'd have to go find one.
We should go find one so that we don't look like we're breaking in. Because we're breaking in legally.
let's go find Tilly, I guess. Cramp all the way back.
We don't need Tilly, but...
Okay, fine. We find a guard.
Did we see any guards on our way up this way?
You did. So
Okay. There
easily,
are patrols and
yeah,
such.
so it's easily backtrackable to find someone.
I
Okay.
say some of us stay here just in case they try to make an escape.
Sure.
I will wait. And I move into a shadowy corner.
Yeah, our sneaky people would probably be the best option for this.
I will stay with Lilac.
I will go find a guard.
Are you guys hiding or just staying in the shadows?
I figure we only need one person to go find a guard, so if you go find the guard, then I'll stay as well.
Okay.
Celestine, you find a guard. Hello.
Hi, we are on orders of the magistrate. We're looking for Lady Reynard. We need to search her house. I show her in it orders.
Okay. What do you need me for? You have the paperwork.
Do you have a key to the house?
No.
Can you please watch over the house while we go in so guards don't think we're breaking and entering?
Sure, why not? I've only got 2 more days till retirement anyway.
Oh,
And they follow you.
cool.
I feel like that was a death flag.
Oh, I mean,
Poor
one
guard's
street
gonna
corner's
die.
as good as any other.
This guard does have a red ascot on.
Oh, no.
The guard comes
So
with you.
that means that we need to send him first, I guess.
Yeah, the guard is in full plate. You can't actually tell what gender they are.
Them.
Man, we're going to be swimming in armor by the end of this.
Yep.
Full plate.
Swimming in armor is a bad idea. Bill Lord.
That's true. That is true.
It would hurt a lot.
So let me.
Drowning would hurt much too.
Yes.
This guy's got to be, something spiffy if he's got full plate.
Been at this for a while. He's
Retirement
pretty
in
dang close to
2 days.
It
retirement.
was his retirement party gift.
Most peasants can't afford full plate
Yeah.
ever.
Yes.
Maybe he was advanced pretty high, and then he's just taking these last few days on the street.
Could be.
All right, I'll stand here. I guess.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Okay, Izzy, you can open the door now.
All right, I use my thieves' tools and try to unlock the door.
You might want to check for traps first.
Yeah, I checked to see if the door is trapped.
Make an investigation check.
Is there a second floor to this building, or is it?
It's 1 story.
single? Okay.
19.
Doesn't appear to be trapped.
Okay. I attempt to pick the lock.
I want to look around the, is this a single building by itself with other buildings nearby, or is it connected to other buildings? Can I go around the back and look at sides and stuff like that is my question.
It's kind of like a duplex, but they're all kind of attached to each other. So it's like number 1 is on one side, number 2 is on the other side. Kind of similar
Okay.
to apartments, but it's just one story.
Sharing the same outer structure, but with
Yes.
interior separations.
Yes.
I feel like they're missing a construction opportunity. I figure you could probably stack them 2, maybe 3 high.
Yeah, that's what I said, but nobody listens to me. But whatever. We're running out of room and nobody cares. I'm sorry, continue. You were going to pick a lock.
Retiring.
Lilac wants to go around this side of the building to see for looking at adjacent windows and such.
Okay, you go around and you actually notice there are no windows to these structures at all.
Soft ones are strange. Live in boxes.
No sun. Shrivel and die.
Yep. Izzy, what'd you get?
That is a 25.
Woo! Yeah.
Yeah.
30 seconds and tink! It's very easy. It was easier than Lord Terracus's.
Probably insert pick, open.
I blow the dust off my lockpicking tools.
The smoke.
Holidays work.
Yep. And the door is now open.
I open the door and kind of give a little bow and gesture to Lord Usarker.
Very well. I look in and using my investigation, make sure I'm not about to fall to my death in some sort of a death trap.
Go ahead and roll.
Perfect. My luck is very swingy. 10.
Yeah,
did I
everything
go?
seems to be chill. It's fine.
Then I go in.
I was just thinking that I could maybe turn into like something small, like a cat or that, to go in and scout inside. I'm gonna go ahead and wild shape into a small wild cat that would be a swamp cat of some kind.
Okay.
Essentially domestic cat in stats, but something that flavors right.
Okay. You are now a swamp cat.
Swamp cat.
Cool. Usarker, everything seems to look fine.
Am I looking at a sofa, table over here, and then...
Yeah, from your perspective, you can see a very simple coffee table, 2 chairs on either side of the coffee table on the south side of this room. The room itself is about 30 feet across, and you see a couch on the back wall. Up on the northern area, you do see a table with 3 chairs.
Okay.
You also see 2 closed doors, one to the north of you and one to the east of you, northeast of you.
I come up to the 2 doors, and I'm not subtle or quiet. I'm sure this is a relatively cheap construction, and I'm wearing a fair amount of armor. So creak, 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 and I listen.
You don't hear anything. So just be
All
quiet.
I jiggle handle of the door on the east.
On the door of the east, it opens. It's open.
What's inside?
Inside, you see a bed. It's a very narrow bed. It's about a twin size in today's terms. You see a desk with some paper strewn about, and you see on the south side of the bed a box that is slightly ajar. Sorry, it's a trunk that's slightly
so
ajar.
it has a slight lid to it, maybe some glass. Sorry, I'm making a bad joke.
Oh. Jar.
It's slightly a box that
punny.
is slightly ajar.
You're punny.
All right. Is the box big enough to hide a body?
It's not big enough to hide a body, no.
Okay, I move on to the next room.
Okay.
I jiggle the handle.
It opens. You see a small chamber pot and some sort of vanity thing with more papers on it.
There is nobody in here,
You also see clothes strewn about in this area.
male or female.
Female.
Well, at least we probably have the right place. Looks like we missed this one. Mark it off the list.
Yeah.
Are we sure
What's
there
in the
isn't a
trunk?
hidden room? I mean, the other places had hidden rooms.
Well, we can search. We don't want to spend too much time. We have another person on the list to still find.
Detect
Yeah.
magic.
Okay. You detect magic, and you do detect magic on the trunk. However, the trunk is open, and the magic is coming from the lock itself. But the trunk is open.
Okay, so someone, maybe the lock spell or something, perhaps? Okay.
Perhaps.
Okay, well, it looks like, what kind of spell is it? Or type of spell?
You detect abjuration on it.
Okay. Then there's nothing in here at all.
Going to peek into the box in my cat body.
Okay.
Apparently.
You peek into the box, and you see a heap of metal.
What kind of metal?
Mhm.
It looks like a metal gauntlet and some other pieces. But just
What?
peeking in there, I mean, you'd have to
Mhm.
actually open it to see what's actually in there.
Maybe this is the missing training armor from Lord Terracus.
Right.
That would be really funny.
That's likely what it is.
Meow loudly.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I'm right there, so I should be able to easily
Yeah.
look in, and
I'm going to turn to Celestine and go, meow.
I look, and I see there's a gauntlet, and what other pieces of metal are there?
So you open it up,
Mm-hmm.
and you do see it's a
Fireball.
full plate, full set of full plate. And it's very dinged up as well.
Usarker, I found your armor.
Ah, good to know that the old ex-cult members all still hang out together.
Now,
And maybe poker night, or in this case, training night.
I don't know why
Sorry,
it's
mate.
over here, though.
They probably knew each other.
In a lock
Um,
chest.
It's entirely likely that they took it in order to go and practice some. Maybe they, since these were all members of the guard, or they may have taken it to an old guard practice group. Or it's possible that they fled from the scene of Terracus's attack and hid it here before escaping out into the night and leaving it behind because the heavy suit of armor didn't suit their needs as runaways. Which means that somebody came in after us and didn't take the armor, but did unlock it and leave it unlocked. Because if you were hiding a suit of armor, you wouldn't leave it unopened.
So as you look in the box, you also see at the bottom there's a picture, but it's wedged under there and you can't really... I mean, you can tell there's a picture there, but you can't see what it is.
Okay. Can I try to get it out?
So you pull it out, and it's a picture of Cheryl
What?
and the dead woman that you found in the previous house.
Oh, interesting.
This is...
That confirms what we knew. Old friends.
Yeah.
Old cult buddies.
Going
Yep.
to change back into a lizard
So-
folk.
Does that mean that the red-haired woman is Lady Reynard?
That's what I'm thinking.
Does the picture look like a red-haired woman?
It does look like a red-haired woman, but much younger.
Are there any pictures
Why?
in this house?
I have questions for Lord Terracus on what happened in his house.
There is a desk that you can see papers strewn around. Shuffling through them, you do see a pile of pictures, and you do see a few more of this red-headed lady. And you can ascertain that maybe this is Lady Reynard's house.
Yeah.
So we know now for sure that that was Lady Reynard in Lord Terracus's cold room / kitchen / freezer, whatever.
Well, here's my theory then. My theory is that the Cult of the Dragon sent a message out saying, hey, we're back in operation. And some of these ex-cult members disagreed over what should happen. And a fight broke out. And Terracus killed Reynard, and who knows about our third person. But he killed her. The question, of course, is why is there a suit of armor here? But as
It's
Celestine
obviously not
pointed out
Lady
earlier,
Reynard's, because Lady Reynard is wearing something.
You mentioned that there is
this is the third missing one. Okay. Maybe.
So you mentioned that there's a desk with pictures and stuff. Are there also like documents? Can I find something that looks like to be a letter that might have any ties to the cult?
That would require an investigation check.
Okay. 4.
Oh.
My luck had to switch sometime.
So you see lots of letters, bills. You see official military letters. You don't necessarily see anything that looks culty, perchance, but you do see some personal letters in a separate drawer. But you don't really see anything that screams, "I was part of a cult."
Nor do I see anything that looks like Jaden's handwriting.
You do not.
Okay, good.
That's what we're looking for.
Yes, that was her secret motivation.
priorities.
I mean, there have been 3 letters with Jaden's handwriting. It's concerning.
Is
Well-
there a fireplace or other instrument of warmth or something like that?
There is not.
Yeah. Was thinking that maybe incriminating documents might have been burned or such things.
Yeah. So, based on what you've seen so far of, the rich area and the middle class and so far the poor area, Lilac, that you've seen as you've been here as long as you have, you know that this is a step up from a bachelor pad. But this is still very humble. There's no windows. There's no fireplace. It's this is where I live, and that's all it is. You don't think this is a very, like a house or a living area for entertaining people.
Yeah.
It's very functional.
Very bare bones.
There's
Yes.
no fireplace. There's a question of, maybe an out of character comment, but as Kayla noted, we have fulfilled the objective of identifying another cult member. Should we move on to the last?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Make quick work
We
of
have checked off the mark of what happened to Lady Reynard the Brown.
Yep.
We have to find
More secretly.
Circulation the Wise now.
So Collard.
Yeah, Sir Collard. So this house is very small. There's really not much in here. You guys can take the letters if you want to see if you can try to maybe discern if there's some more culty things in here, but there's really
I figure we hand them to
Not much.
Mr. Guardsman outside.
Yeah.
And tell him that this is a crime scene the High Magistrate has an interest in, and he ought to, get it, locked down and barricaded off.
the guard looks at you and goes, "Oh, okay. I'll 2 days. Just 2 days.
Mhm.
You
I
got
have to make it to 2 days.
You got this.
Thank you.
Just be grateful that her body wasn't here.
Yeah, that's a lot of paperwork. Anyway, I'll get these wherever I need to go, and yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Poor Tilly. Think of all the paperwork we gave her.
I think she's happy to do it, though. Something tells me.
So you guys make it over to the Rose Lamp District. This area is a mixture of residential housing and shops. This seems to be where a lot of residents actually do their shopping, and there's a lot of food, there's a lot of like provisions here, rather than more of the touristy things that you have found in the Old District and Lilac that you found in the Artisan District when you've been here. So this is a lot more residential and stuff. So you guys make it to Sir Collart's house, and this is even smaller. It literally is like a 30 by 30 block. It's just small. No, it's probably smaller than that. This is a 20 by 20 block. It's
For our
very
viewers,
small.
I'm having a laugh because Sir Reynard's is literally a 25 by 25 block.
Lady Reynard.
Sorry, Lady Reynard's. Lady Reynard's is a 25 by 25 block with a plus 10 feet for bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So this one is very small.
It probably doesn't have the plus
There you go. It's no plussing.
studio.
It's just a studio apartment. The bathroom is just right out there in front.
Yep.
Mhm.
You guys managed to come in front of the door. This is also attached to multiple houses
Yeah.
as well.
Are we going to attempt the knocking, or are
Yeah.
we just going to go straight for breaking and entering?
I think that we should attempt to find a guard first
Yes.
while
All
you
right.
investigate for traps.
I think we would have found, based on our
The-
past experience, I think we would have found a guard, brought the
On the
guard,
way.
and done the same thing. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am one day away from retirement.
Oh my goodness, so many retired.
You really
people.
get around.
No,
What
this is
are
a
you
different guy.
talking about? I'm
Oh,
a different
it's a
person.
Okay.
Yeah, this
My
is
voice
one
is
day.
slightly higher.
Oh.
And the DM's not going to have a voice for the next 3 days. It's fine.
You
Sure.
It's not too late to change it.
Nope, it's staying. So, yeah, go in.
This one is
I
committed.
see the paperwork fine.
Checking for traps.
One day.
This one has a reddish-orange ascot on it.
Mm.
Also
gosh.
can't tell which gender it is. All right, checking for traps.
Is it
Go
like a
for it.
dwarf or something?
This one is tall.
A
Just tall.
dwarf.
Very tall.
19.
19. Doesn't appear to be trapped.
Okay. I attempt to pick the door. Pick the door.
Cool.
It is locked, right?
It is locked, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
13.
All right. So you're picking the lock, and then you realize, wait, this isn't locked.
Oh my goodness.
Wait a second. Why isn't it moving? And you're
What? Is that fake?
trying to open up the door, and the door will not open. So that's why you originally thought it was locked.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Maybe barred.
Yeah, it feels like there's something heavy in front of
Kick
it.
it down. Kick it down.
Be
Assumedly
my
there-
guest. I don't have the strength for that.
Okay.
Assumedly, there are no windows and such here.
Oh.
There are no. Well, sorry, I lied. There is one window that would be very, very hard to fit through as a person.
But can you
That's
see through
easily fixed.
It's frosted.
Is this main level?
It is main level, yeah.
Okay. Going to open window as lizard person.
Do we want to take a short rest so that we can recharge our magical shape-changing powers, special
Nah, we're so
abilities, and
close.
other things?
We're so close.
We're here.
Okay.
I'd rather not camp out in front of their business
Okay.
for
mean-
their home for an hour.
The guy
Or whatever.
who's counting down the number of hours is going to leave us in a little bit. The guard.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a choice.
Yes,
They-
he does. As soon
they.
as he retires.
Is the window openable?
It is not, unfortunately. It's one of those decorative windows that people put in houses, but they don't actually open, and there's legitimately no use for it besides it being a window.
Going to break the window.
Perfect. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Meanwhile, Celestine's going to try and open the door.
You gonna
Yep.
kick down the door?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and make a strength check.
Kick it at the hinges.
Can we convince the guard to go get us a guardman standard battering ram?
No, we got Celestine.
I have 1 day left.
Wahaha, we have Celestine with a 19.
Hey,
Goodbye,
Celestine. What'd you get, Lilac?
I have a 9,
'Kay.
which may not have worked.
I
But
mean, it is
if it doesn't work, I'm
glass.
going to thorn whip it.
So, yeah, it takes you a couple hits of your elbow. You do manage to break open the glass.
Okay.
Celestine, you kicked the door twice, and whatever was in front of this door, you hear shatter.
I wonder what was behind the door.
I wonder.
We may never
A
know.
wooden bar.
Oh, what kind of shattering? Like a glass shatter? Or
A
It sounds
staff
wood.
of power.
Oh, okay, good. I was
A staff of power. You're all dead.
that's unfortunate.
You now have access to the window. You can look inside the window, Lilac, and you also have access to inside the door for Celestine.
Looking in the window, tasting the air.
All right, you taste the air. This is going to be a perception check.
'Cause I figure it's dark. I might as well use my other senses here.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there we go. That's a 16 plus 5.
Oh, so that's a 21?
21.
Okay. As Celestine opens the door, Lilac, you taste the air, and it has a flower taste. Not like rose
Like
flower.
floral?
Not
or
like rose flower.
bread flour.
As in like,
As in, like, if we light a match, we die.
yeah,
Like
as
that
in
kind of a
like,
flower?
yeah, as in like bread flour.
Hmm.
And it's
This is
kind
soft one
of
food.
out of place.
Mm-hmm.
It's just overwhelming flour flavor, and your tongue is a little dry.
Yeah. But, like, I wouldn't know that would be dangerous or anything.
No,
like
it
that. So
doesn't
just
taste
like,
dangerous or
yeah, it's
anything.
just, like,
It's just
strange.
weird.
Is it light inside?
when you open up the door, yeah,
Mhm.
you can see pretty much in there.
Okay.
Oh, good. We don't need to go get a torch.
Nah. Okay, what's in there?
So you see a bed,
Mm-hmm.
a chamber pot,
Mm-hmm.
and a table, clothes thrown all over the place. By the way, the chamber pot's on its side, the bed looks slashed, and the walls look scraped. Like there was a legit fight in here. And the thing
put
in
up a
front
real
of the
fight.
door,
Mm-hmm.
it looked like it was something that had fallen, like a hat rack, a very heavy hat rack, and it was not moving. But you
Wait
managed
a
to break it.
How did they get out?
Yeah, how did they get out? Is there a back door?
There's not a back door.
They could have teleported with magic.
Detect magic.
All right, go ahead and detect magic.
I detect magic.
There could also be
Can
a
you do
secret
that at
way.
will, or do you have...
No, I have 2 more.
Okay.
I have spell slots.
I was just like, I know that I've used my spell slots for that.
All my first level spell slots are gone.
You detect very, very faintly, but it's kind of covering everything. Very, very faint hints of teleportation magic.
Close the door. Do everything like that. Look through the window. Cast Misty Step. Poof.
Is there anything in here? Is there anything hidden? Anything like that?
Make an investigation check.
Usarka, do you want to help me?
Sure. Would
Okay.
you like me to lead on this?
Yes.
With his better investigation.
Yes.
You
I,
can do
I
it with
guess
advantage.
Lilac is just looking in the window.
Sticking your tongue out.
I would like to
Lilac, the
use
door's open.
tactical assessment
Okay.
on this.
Go ahead.
That is a natural 20 plus 6 plus 6.
Nice.
Yes.
It's like a
32?
32.
There's only so many
Jeepers.
square feet that he has to search in here.
It's true.
Walk in, sees everything.
Yep. So,
I'm
with your
just very swingy today.
Yeah.
High, low, high, low.
with your 32, you kick some clothes away and you hear a ting 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 ting, and there's a very small metal object on the ground. Also, as you kick the clothes, a dust pile of white powder kicks up into the air, and Celestine, you see it sparkle with teleportation magic. It's not enough to actually activate anything, but it's just there.
There's teleportation dust in here? What isn't it, Harry Potter? Flue dust?
Flue dust.
There's
dust.
blue dust in
Blue
here?
powder.
Blue powder?
Magical. Maybe he wanted to teleport flour into the room.
As a player, I wonder if flowers may be the material component
That could be.
for a spell.
So, looking at the metal thing,
You look at the metal thing, and it looks to be a stamp of some sort. One of those stamps that either it's not a letter stamp. It's one of those stamps that maybe you would stamp on bread or stamp on a pastry or something like that.
I'm gonna gingerly, with my gloves on, pick it up and say, this looks like the type of thing you would use to stamp a logo on a bread. I hand it to Celestine. You're an expert in bread, right?
Her husband is.
I'm an expert at eating it. My husband's an expert at making it.
Fair
Surely
enough.
he had his own, branding seal for his bread.
I
Yeah,
imagine
he would have.
did. Okay.
Your husband would have had his own branding seal. You recognize it immediately once Usurker hands it to you.
Oh yeah, this is what artisans use to stamp their bread and their pastries and everything.
Is Sir Colort a baker?
That's a good point.
I'm going to turn to our guard. Hey,
Hey, baker.
Sup?
Excuse me. Do you happen to be familiar with the occupant of this home?
Yeah.
Was this the home of Sir Colart the Wise?
Wise. Sure. But yeah, it was.
I didn't make up the name. Was Sir Colart a baker?
No. Of course he wasn't. He couldn't even light fire to boil water.
Oh, it's a pretty low bar.
Did Sir Colart perhaps... Is he even a sir? Like, this,
I don't know.
nothing about this guy sounds like a sir.
Yeah.
Did Mr. Colart perhaps know a baker?
I mean, we all know bakers.
That's a good point.
We get our bread from the bakers.
But some people are friends with bakers and have flour in their rooms.
Better question might be, do you recognize this seal?
Mm-hmm.
I like that question, yes.
Let me see. Takes a look at it. That was a nat 20.
we picked the right guard.
Uh-huh.
Actually, yeah.
Local.
This is that baker in the Rose Lamp district on the edge of the artisan district. Greer. I think it was Greer.
Well, looks like there's nobody in here, and they teleported out, so that means our job is done. We should return to the High Magistrate.
Yeah, I'm wondering who this baker is and what the heck they were doing in here.
Well, I was wondering
Well,
about all sorts of
The
things.
three of you recognize the name Greer.
Oh,
we?
wait. How?
Yep. He is the brother of the general from Greenest. The one who I was having letters
yeah.
sent to.
Dun dun dun.
So where is this brother again?
In the Rose Lamp district.
There we go. Apparently we go there next.
That's where we're going to end our session.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Power Word Crit. Stay tuned for more adventure on powerwordcrit.com or your favorite podcast streaming site. As we end the episode, please enjoy this PS.
How to be Stealthy 101. A short lesson provided by Izzy Welkenmov. Step 1, hold your breath. Step 2, stealth your way past the enemy. Step 3, repeat steps 1 and 2 as needed. And that's it, folks. That's how you can be stealthy just like me. You could also pray to Timora for stealthiness, but Lord Pride tells me that's a ridiculous notion.